everyone, friends and furs of all species. I'm Dayzee, Hyena, and we're back with another episode of Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. Now, last time, we found out we on TV, y'all, so we need to get this going. I gotta go. Well, I better start by checking out the Monokuma file. Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. They had also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. So even Monokuma file doesn't tell us exactly who the victim actually was. The identified body, could it really be Kyoko? Or... I have no choice, I have to investigate. I have to uncover the truth for myself. No matter what, I have to find out what happened, or we're all dead. I need to go back to the scene of the crime. Back to the garden. Monokuma file. Okay. Okay, time to get started. I need to check anywhere that may be important from one end to the other. I just need to do what I always do. Just gotta get this shit going. Okay. Look at the body. If I check the body more thoroughly, maybe I'll find out for sure if it's Kyoko or not. Oh hey, the hand survived. Huh? There's something weird about the body's fingernails. Yeah, they're all torn to hell, and there's a marking, a wolf, it looks like, on her hand. Oh, they're fake nails, and they're really long. Where have I seen those nails before? They seem like they'd get in the way of normal activities.
How are you gonna wait?
Fake nails have been added to the truthful section in handbook. There's also something on the back of her right hand. This is a tattoo? It got burned, so it can't make out the whole thing, but... looks like a picture of a dog or something. I've never seen anything like it before. But she always wears gloves. Tattoo on the right hand. The white jacket the victim was wearing is totally burnt up. There's only a little piece left. The lower half of the body didn't get wet at all. After the body blew up, the top half got set on fire, so I dumped a bucket of water on it, which explains the bottom half isn't wet. There's nothing strange about that, right? Which means it has to have been here after the 7:30 sprinklers have been off. I remember, the upper half of the body got set on fire in the explosion, so it's totally blackened. Also, the top half of the body is wet. Well, the water, duh. That's because it got set on fire and I threw water on it. Since I only threw water on the part of the body that was on fire, the top half, the bottom half is still dry. In other words, there's nothing strange about the top half being wet. There isn't, right? I have a feeling that there is something very wrong. Okay. What is that? Look, these look like fragments of something. They're burnt, so I can't really be sure, but let's see. I see like a button, red. I feel like I've seen something like this before, but where? Wait, was it there? I have to double check later. Fragment near dead body. What is that? I know I've seen that. I think. And there's our Rambo knife. There's a knife laying on the ground. Is this? It must be the knife that was stuck in the body before it exploded. The force of the explosion must have thrown it over here. Monokuma file said the knife went all the way through the body from front to back. Does that mean that this knife is what caused the fatal injury? Okay, so by the sound of it, that iron bar hit thing is what's killed him. Either way, this knife, it looks really familiar. Wait, it is... Yep. That's it. It's the knife of that person was holding. This is getting really weird. Why have you not told anyone about what happened yet? There are just too many strange coincidences. Whoever the person in the mask that attacked me last night, they were holding that knife. And that same knife was used to stab that same masked attacker we found here. So maybe this masked person got stabbed because when they attacked, I was in kind of a trance. Maybe I reacted by grabbing the knife. Then they would have to have gone from the dorms to the main building to the 5th floor. Use your brain, boy. And maybe and this really is Kyoko. Would it mean Kyoko is the one that attacked me? But why the mask? I just don't know. I don't remember anything clearly from last night. No, it can't be. There's no way. The knife at the crime scene has been added to the tree bullet section. Okay. I want to see the chickens again. I remember there was some chickens in the chicken coop. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ha! I count 4 chickens. I knew the chickens were gonna be something. Huh? 4? What's going on, Makoto? Oh, I'm glad you're here. Listen, do you remember how many chickens there were in here? Of course, there's precisely 5. Yeah, right? Huh? What's wrong? There's only 4 chickens here now. We're 1 short. Huh? Huh? Yeah! That's so weird. I wonder when it disappeared. But I was down here just before nighttime last night. There were definitely 5 chickens then. What are we gonna do? Going from 5 to 4 is gonna leave an impact on the structure of the world. This... It's like a jigsaw puzzle. If even a single piece disappears, the entire world will remain unfinished. Danganronpa God, why couldn't it have been Hiro who died? I did my best to ignore Hiro and focus on the problem at hand. Why did one of the chickens disappear? Could it be related to the case? This is one of the Monokuma. Okay, actually no, it's still whatever. Has this been tampered with? This is the panel that controls the sprinklers. They're set to turn on 7:30 every morning, and Monokuma said the time positively couldn't be changed. Huh? Hold on. So the sprinklers turn on at 7:30 each morning, right? Then if the body was here before then, the sprinklers should have gotten it wet. Which would mean the murder must have taken place afterwards. Like I said... Oh, wrong one. Listen, Makoto, do you remember how the body looked, before it blew up? If I remember right, it was wearing some kind of mask and a big white coat. And there was also a knife sticking out of the stomach, and the area around it was stained with blood. Apparently the wound had stopped bleeding, but the blood on the body was still wet. Byakuya said not to touch it to avoid getting it all bloody. But for how much blood there was on the body, I didn't see any on the ground around it. Okay. Wow, thanks. That was a really big help. Now that you explained it, I totally remember how it looked. Well, having to talk about it like that helped me remember a lot better too. So thank you too. Body before the explosion has been added to the truthful section of your handbook. Alright, demon. So what does body belong to? Whoever it is, I'm not gonna look. I don't want to faint anymore. Fair enough. What about this ass thing? What happened? The Monokuma flower, huh? Is it true? Does it really eat paper, plastic, and people? Anyway, I don't think it's related to the case, so I think I'll just stay away. Now let's go in the tool shed real quick. Just to be sure, I should take a look in the tool shed. This room is dusty and disorganized. In other words, the pretty stereotypical tool shed. Is this a tarp? Yeah, I don't think I've seen that before. Wait, was there a tarp in here before? I should probably look into that. It could be related to the case. Not the The top is wet and covered with mud and grime, but the other side is totally clean and completely dry. One side of the tarp is wet and dirty. Something about that bothers me. I feel like that means that the side that was dirty was on the ground, or it was... Maybe they were killed and brought into here, and then they put the tarp over the dead body, and then it rained, and then they took the tarp off of the dead body, put it in there. That's one thing in here that concerns me. Okay, crazy diamond. These flower power, where? You never know until you try. Good timing, Makoto. I wanted to talk to you. What do you want to talk about? I'd like to hear your alibi. Alibi? Yep, the knife. He knows. Correct. I'd love to hear where you were after nighttime began last night. Well, I was sick, so I was asleep all night. But why are you asking about that now? And what's nighttime got to do with it? Naturally. Isn't it obvious this murder took place after nighttime? How can you know that for sure? Because just after nighttime began, I came to the garden. I was going to look for everyone so I could tell him about Monokuma. Hiro's been spending most of his time in the garden the last few days, so I had figured he'd be here. And I could confirm that when I arrived last night, there was nobody here.
In other words...
So the murder could only have taken place some point during the nighttime, after I had left the garden. However, Toko, Hiro, and I were in the gym together the entire last night. What? Once I found Hiro in the garden, we immediately went to Toko and Hina's rooms to get them. At that point, we all went to the gym and began dismantling Monokuma. As a precaution, we were made sure not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathrooms in pairs. In other words, all four of us have airtight alibis. The only ones who don't have alibis are me and Kyoko.
That's right.
And the victim really is Kyoko. Then I'm the only one without an alibi. Also, when we went to get Hina and Toko, we stopped by your room as well. But you never came to the door. So, where precisely were you? I'm telling you the truth, I was in my room. But I was dead asleep, I had a fever, so... That's hardly an alibi. I know. So, what now? You seem to be in quite a disadvantage here. I'm the only one without an alibi. That's really bad, isn't it? It's 11 o'clock right now! Okay, and... Oh, well, I was thinking about when we first found the body. When the body was found, huh? I should look back at what I did this morning to help me remember when that was. Monokuma's announcement woke me up at 7, so as usual I headed to the dining hall pretty soon. Once I got there I met with Kino, it was around 7:30. Then I headed to a gym where everyone else was waiting. Next, Toko went to get the pickaxe and that's when she found the body. What time was that? 9. because he was like, get here 9:01. Now then, Toko, what time is it? Well, we left the gym just before 9, so it's probably 9 on the dot now. That's right, it had to have been right around 9 o'clock.
You know?
Now that you mention it, I think you're right. So I think we can say for sure the body was found around 9 a.m. Okay, my job's done. That's about as good as you'll ever be during a trial, let's be honest. That's a pretty small job. When the body was found has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. I think I've checked everything I need in this area, but I'm not done yet. There are other areas I need to check. Specifically that fragment I found before. There's somewhere I need to go and confirm my suspicions, and I still need to find out more about Kyoko. Is that corpse really Kyoko? And if that's true, does that mean she was trying to kill us? Was that also Kyoko who attacked me last night? If I could find out more about her, maybe I can answer that question. Kyoko was never the kind of person to talk about herself all that much. Maybe if I can get into her room, I'll be able to find out more. But the key to her room...
It's all clear.
I would simply limit your options. I can't allow you to engage in any further suspicious activity.
What?
Limit my options.
Just give up.
Give me the key to your room. I don't have any choice. I have to see if he'll let me borrow her room key. Hey, Byakuya. If you do come up with an alibi, I'd be happy to hear it later, the class trial. Oh no, it's not about that. You have the key to Kyoko's room, right? I was hoping I could borrow it. I'm afraid I can't take that risk. You're the prime suspect after all.
What?
Of course, if I were to go with you, that would be a different story. Then will you go with me? Sorry, I have my own agenda to take care of. Find me again later and we'll see.
Goodbye.
Depending on my mood, I may go with you, or I may not. Come back later, huh? Okay then. In the meantime, I should look around somewhere else. Maybe I should check out that one area. I'm gonna check out a few different places just to make sure, because I have a sneaking suspicion about a few things. Locked. Kyoko said Sakura had broken the lock. Does that mean it's been fixed already? I should have known it would have been that easy. I was actually wondering that whenever we were trying to do the thing before. Like, if Sakura broke it, like, how the fuck? How is that not a truth bullet? I've just found something. What is it? It's what? A bomb. There's one installed in every Monokuma robot, I'm sure. Bomb! And that bomb went missing. There's no doubt about that. The fragment I found in the garden. Fragment near the dead body has been updated in the truthful section of the handbook. Okay, I've checked everything else I could think of. Now all that's left is Kyoko's room. Should head back to the garden and ask Byakuya. Okay, so that means okay. After we left around 9, well, we left like say 8:45. We went up there almost 9 o'clock. She runs away, comes back super quick, runs back up there again. Well, so Only one I can think of right now is Toko, because she's the only one who ran away from the group. And that was after the bomb was gone, and the bomb's not there anymore. Do you think you can go soon, Byakuya?
Let's go.
You wanted to check out Kyoko's room, right? Very well, let's go. Ah, wait for me. Byakuya walked off without a second glance, and I hurried after him on our way to the dorms. Come here. Come here. Well then, here we go. Byakuya took the key out and slid it into the keyhole and then click. And it's open. Looks like it, thanks. So this is Kyoko's room. She's like one of the only other people without massive amounts of junk. There's something on the table. 6. It's a wood block decoration.
What?
What's that? What purpose does it serve? I think it's probably a key. The lockers at the... Oh. The lockers at those really traditional public bathhouses uses them for lockers. I wouldn't know. I have never gone to a public bathhouse. Well, that doesn't really surprise me. It's hard to picture Byakuya doing something like that.
It's certainly possible.
But if it is a key, I think I might know what it unlocks. Really? What? Unless I'm mistaken, the bathhouse dipshit. I'm pretty sure I saw something in the dojo that this might go to. The dojo. The wood key has been added to... Okay. What else? Here's a bed. I don't see anything of interest. What about... No.
What?
You wanted to come here, right? So what is it you're looking for? Nothing in particular. I just thought we might find some kind of clue here. A clue that might help us understand Kyoko.
Come on.
You can't be serious. That's why you made me take the time out of my search to come here? Sorry. Regardless, if you plan on poking around at random, you're doomed no matter how much time you take. Surely you'll have something more concrete. Something to give us some sort of direction here. More concrete. Oh, I know. Earlier, Kyoko gave me something. Oh yeah! Consider it a symbol of my determination. Don't open it yet. Only open it if something ever happens to me. I'm sure I have it here somewhere. Found it! What is in the envelope? Kyoko gave it to me. She said if something ever happened, I should open it. Well, something has certainly happened, so open it. Okay. I opened the envelope and looked inside. Inside was a single piece of paper. Under the sheets.
What?
That's all that was in there. Yeah, it looks like it. Under the sheets, what could it be? Dipshit. But could something really be hidden under the bed sheets? Part of me didn't expect anything, but as soon as I lifted the sheets... What's this? I found a crumpled up piece of paper. Oh hey! Class 78, Student Registry. Mukuro Ikusaba.
I see.
It appears to be Mukuro Ikusaba's profile. Yeah, it looks like it. It's probably the other thing Kyoko stole when she snuck into the headmaster's room along with the key. God, you're so annoying! Fine, I'll tell you, it was the key and blank! That's it! That must be the blank Monokuma was talking about. Kyoko said a death without meaning is unappealing. And this is what she left behind. I don't have time for your sentimental indulgence. Hurry up and finish your search. Okay. I made an effort to pull myself together and look down at the profile sheet. Name, sex female, the ultimate soldier. She said it was the ultimate despair, the ultimate soldier? What? Although small for her age, she was a military specialist trained in every weapon type imaginable. She showed an interest in the military from childhood, and she soon found herself completely absorbed in it. In elementary school, she won a survival game tournament and began writing for military magazines. Just before entering middle school, while she and her family were on vacation in Europe, she disappeared. The story of a young Japanese girl being kidnapped quickly took over Japanese media outlets. An intense international investigation turned up no information, and she was never found. However, she reappeared in Japan 3 years later, alone and completely unannounced. She revealed that she had joined a mercenary group known as Hyena for those 3 years. Isn't that the name of a Celtic god? It's a giant wolf? Not like furs. Wouldn't know anything about that. She insisted that she hadn't been kidnapped, that she had received battle training of her own volition. However, she never revealed why she decided to return home when she did. Okay. The Ultimate Soldier, a mercenary group? This doesn't feel real. The world I grew up in, it's like a completely different dimension. It's like one's non-fiction and the other is sci-fi. There's no way to even compare the two. That's how different this is. That's how I saw things as just an ordinary person, but then I never imagined I would hear the name Hyena again in a place like this. Huh? You recognize it? The Hyena is mercenary corps is a corporation of battle-crazed warmongers. But they do have their uses, and they always get the job done. That's worth remembering. Is this part of the world totally removed from the one I live in? I have to say, I'm intrigued. Every rumor I've heard that says Hyena already.
Found it.
Whoa! I feel like our hero is becoming a bit player, and a bit player is becoming our hero! Ah, it's you! What have you got in your pretty little hand there? Uh-oh! You found her profile? So what if we did?
Hey.
Don't freak out on me! I'm not gonna hold it against you or anything! And in case you're wondering, I don't hold it against Kyoko either, even though she stole it and hid it. After all, there's no rule against stealing, is there? But who I can't forget is Miss Ogami, who broke the rules and busted into the headmaster's room. Maybe I'll drag her corpse out here and slice it up and devour it. Bears are omnivorous, you know.
What?
Are rule violations really so unforgivable? You're quite adamant about those regulations of yours. Of course I am! A proper school life is built on the dedication to an organization and order. So yeah, that would kind of fit the whole military thing, you know. Always follow the rules to a T, all the time, discipline, all that stuff that I don't have. Which is why even I, as the school's headmaster, have to follow the regulations myself. Oh, so you're saying that you have to follow your own rules as well?
Of course.
Absolutely! I can't have you complaining about how unfair it all is, now can I? In fact, on the subject of fairness, would you like to know something interesting? Interesting. It's about the one writing all the rules. They're actually one of the participants in the killing game. What? I don't think I ever actually told you how many participants there actually were, did I? I was thinking I should probably clarify that.
Hey,
When you all first got together in the main hallway back Bro, looking at how many dead people there are now. A misunderstanding, are you saying?
In other words,
That's right, there were actually 15 of you!
yes, indeed.
The total number of students taking part in this killing game was actually 16! 16 then.
Mukuro Ikusaba, the 16th student, lying hidden somewhere in this school. The one they call the ultimate despair. Watch out for her.
The 16th student, Mukuro Ikusaba, she's part of the school life. So the one making all the regulations is why? Huh? Did you say something? Why are you telling us this? Oh, well, because... Like I told you, this killing game is desperately popular! You wouldn't believe the ratings! And since we've gotten so many viewers now, I want to make sure everyone was on the same page. I don't want to wake up to a hurricane of complaints and hate mail, you know?
Yes, indeed.
Makes sense?
Well now.
Okay, that's all you get for now. Yeah, that sounds about right. He was never saying it for our benefit. He was saying it for all the viewers back home. Oh, actually, I do have some revenge to get. I have an extra bonus points for you. Revenge? I want to get back at that sneaky little Kiwi. So I'm gonna share a little secret with you. Seriously? You know how she wears the stupid gloves day in, day out, all the time? Well, don't tell anyone I told you, but she wears them to cover a bunch of hideous scars that she doesn't want anyone to see. What? Okay now, that's all you get. Monokuma's account has been added to the Truth Bold section of your handbook. Kyoko's wears those gloves to cover up a bunch of scars. So wait, on the back of her hand... But that's not a scar, that's a tattoo. The tattoo. Wait, but no. Monokuma's specific... Lamps! Said that they were scars, right? And that's why Kyoko wears gloves to hide scars. Which means... those fake nails on the corpse. Or are you thinking about Kyoko again? Huh?
What?
Forget about her. What matters right now is uncovering Monokuma's trap. His trap?
Such ignorance.
God must have really hated you to make you so dull. Don't you remember what Monokuma just told us? He said there were 16 students, right? Which means Mukuro was the second... was a student here. Obviously, Monokuma was trying to tell us that Mukuro is the one creating the rules of the game. But why would he tell us, and why now? He said he wanted to make things clear so there wouldn't be any complaints later. But the mere fact that he said that proves that Mukuro is connected to the case. That's why Monokuma revealed the existence of a 16th student. He needs to make our investigation fair. Mukuro is related to case?
Certainly possible.
Perhaps she's the one who killed Kyoko. What? That would explain why we would have a class trial, wouldn't it? If she is a student and she killed someone, that would make her part of the school killing games. Mukuro is a killer? She killed Kyoko? Anyone should be able to come to that conclusion, don't you think? In fact, that's exactly what I thought when the investigation first began.
What?
But based on what Monokuma just told us, I've changed my
All
mind.
clear now.
Mukuro Ikusaba isn't the culprit. Huh? What makes you say that? We thought Mukuro, the ultimate despair, was the mastermind's true identity. But if that's true, Monokuma's behavior makes no sense. Why would the mastermind go out of their way to reveal themselves to us? That's a good point.
In other words,
Mukuro giving us information that would raise questions about her would be bold, to say the least. It makes more sense then to assume that Mukuro isn't the culprit. So that's the trap. They want us to suspect Meguro and come to the wrong conclusion. That's what makes sense to me. The way you said it, it definitely does seem possible. But if that's really true, if Meguro isn't the killer, then who is? Well then, I believe our work here is finished. Let's move on. I'm sure there are other places in need of investigation. I should find out if that key to the and the dojo are really connected.
Let's go.
Well, are you coming? Wait, wrong side. Ah, wrong button. Fuck me. Oh, I got a key. I meant to go over here. Fuck! Inverted control mother. There's wooden lockers here. They use wood block keys just like those super traditional public bathhouses. It looks like the keys we found in Kyoko's room really does go to one of these lockers.
I see.
Makoto, do you see the locker furthest to the right?
Very strange.
It's the only one that does not have a key in it at the moment. You understand what that means, right? I should probably use the key we found in that locker, right? Well, just try it. Okay. I took the wood block key out and inserted it to the locker's middle lock and click. The locker eagerly accepted the key and it opened. I was low-key waiting for and there are arrows in here. It looks like 10 arrows in total. They look like they are made out of titanium, which means that they're quite strong despite how thin they are. But of course, without the bow, they are nothing but strong little sticks. Strong sticks. Titanium arrows have been added to the troop section of your handbook. There's something else in the locker. It's a wadded up ball of duct tape. I wonder what it was used for. There's blood on it, so I'm pretty sure not good. Is that a blood stain? If it is, that means it must surely be related to the case. This duct tape is related to the case somehow. But how could it possibly be involved? I think that's all Arthur has to offer for now. Okay, I'm just saying, because, like, it said that the body had, like, a ton of scratch marks, but they were all from days prior, and then there was tape. Did somebody duct tape whoever died to, like, the wall or something and then shoot arrows at them? What? Is something wrong? It's very odd, don't you think? The locker was hiding items that were clearly related to the case. But how did the key to the locker wind up in the victim's room?
Why?
Or perhaps the perpetrator's room? Byakuya? Forget it. Come on, we need to continue on to the next location. Huh?
What?
Next location? There's still something we need to look into. We need to do more research on Hyena. Veneer? You mean the mercenary group that Makoto was part of? But how are we supposed to find the library, dipshit? Isn't it obvious where in the school would you go to do some research on something? Research? Are you talking about the archive? That's right. The archive has all kinds of info the general public doesn't have access to.
Let's go.
We only have so much time. We only have so much time before the trial begins. Let's hurry. I believe there was a file related to fear somewhere over here. Byakuya seemed to have known the archive like the back of his hand and went straight to a shelf in the back. Here we go. He quickly returned with the file in hand.
I see.
Take a look at this. I have no idea what it says. What language is this? How did you make it all the way into high school without learning a single word of French? I'm pretty sure most high schoolers can't speak French. Well, whatever, I'll read it for you, but I expect you to replay that 100 times over.
Go suck a dick, suck a motherfucking dick. Suck a dick, suck a huge or small.
100 times? Isn't that kind of extreme? Hyena is an elite fighting unit based out of the Middle East. Unlike military contractors, they are a fierce group of soldiers who engage in direct combat. They claim that a single member is equivalent to an entire company of regular soldiers. Just like Hyena, their mere presence is enough to strike fear into an enemy. They have been involved in countless military battles and operations, most of which are highly classified. However, some time ago, they completely ceased all activity. At the present, their continued existence cannot be confirmed. There are unconfirmed reports that the key members of the group were neutralized. Rumors indicated that they were killed to keep them from revealing the many state secrets they had acquired. Some, however, believe that there was a mounting internal tension within the group, and they simply imploded.
What?
What is it? All this sounds like some kind of alternate reality. But it isn't. This is our reality, the only reality. These people are part of our world. Their battlefields aren't much different from our lives here. An unpredictable, unimaginable world. That's what makes it all so exciting. Exciting definitely isn't the word I'd use. So, did anything jump out at you? Maybe you'd be the last opportunity. This may be your last opportunity to learn about Hyena. Now that you mention it, the report said something about where the name Hyena comes from, right? That's right. Hyena is the wolf of Ragnarok. Speaking of which, would you like to know something interesting related to that? To show that they're a member of a team, each soldier that joins the squad would get the tattoo representing Hyena somewhere on their body. That bitch, hand, Kyoko probably killed, Mukuru, Bishu Bosh, bleh, whoever that bitch is. What? They got a tattoo of Hyena? What could that mean? Mukuro Ikusaba's profile has been updated in the truth bullet section of your handbook. Here we go. Oof.
Time is utterly silent, and yet it constantly assaults us organisms, the Earth, natural phenomena. It damages us little by little until the end. You should really think about that.
Dude, those kind of thoughts are always on my mind, especially in the middle of the night. Don't even try to outdo my anxiety. It will always beat your ass.
Anyway, it's time to begin the class trial. So, please meet up in the usual spot. See you later.
Then the time has come. All we can do now is try to uncover the truth during the class trial. Right. It would seem that way. Let's go. Alright. Well, that seems like a good place to stop for today.